And welcome back to Cooking with Chef Dama. My friends, today I am going to be taking you on a trip to the south of India to one of my favorite provinces for Indian cuisine, and that's Kerala. Today I'm going to be making probably the spiciest, hottest dish I have ever made on my show. Today I'm going to be making Kerala beef fry. It's absolutely succulent, delicious morsels of beef cooked with myriad spices and tempered with curry leaves, mustard seeds, red chilies, and it has that very special powder that just kind of blows your sinuses open. This dish comes with a disclaimer, my friend, because it is hot, but it is good. Legend has it that Kerala beef fry was invented in the Toddy houses, Toddy being the local grog or the brew that people would drink. Toddy is the fermented palm sap. And Toddy shop owners used to make this Kerala beef fry to prompt people to order more Toddy. I mean, it would be so hot, they'd be like, man, get me another Toddy, because I'm like, well, that's the dish, and that's the recipe we're going to be doing today. So today, it's hot and spicy Kerala beef fry. And without any further ado, let's cook! First and foremost, let's start with the ingredients. I have here some beautiful flank steak. Flank steak is delicious, it cooks really quick, and it goes perfectly with this dish. Now, this is not the traditional meat that you use for Kerala beef fry. Usually it is stewing beef that you would pressure cook or boil over a long period of time to get it soft and tender. Flank steak adds a different complexity, and that's what I love using. So the first thing we need to do is cut the steak down into small half-inch cubes. And I find that when you're cutting meat, if you stick it in the freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes, it sort of firms it up and makes the cubing process a lot easier. So let's get started with preparing the beef for our delicious Kerala beef fry. And we start by cutting the flank steak into about 1-inch cubes. Now that the beef is all cut up, it's time to start the marinade. And for the marinade, we start with a teaspoon of kosher salt and a teaspoon each of coriander powder, turmeric powder, red chili powder, freshly ground garam masala powder, and for that added South Indian kick, I'm going to freshly grind my Telecherry black peppercorns and add a teaspoon of that to the mix. Mix it all well and let the flavors marry. Alright. While this is resting, and I'm going to let it rest for about an hour, let the flavors all come together, it's time to start our vegetable prep. And so we get our vegetables ready for this awesome Kerala beef fry. We start with peeling and chopping 2 medium onions or 1 large onion. And then another onion we're just going to slice, and for this you're going to see later. We follow this with green chilies. We want to give it a nice good chop. Not too fine, not too thick. Follow this with garlic. Cut off the edges, smash, peel, and finely chop. And follow this with peeling and finely chopping some ginger. Keep this all aside. We're gonna get ready to start cooking. Alright, let's get cooking. In our heavy bottom skillet, we heat up some oil and start with frying the sliced onions. The idea here is to get a nice caramelization on the onions. A little bit of salt helps expedite that process. When the onions start to get brown, take them off the flame. The residual heat in the onions will continue to cook it and it'll turn nice dark brown. We start with the chopped onions next. We want to toast this to a nice light brown. So we keep sauteing it, and sometimes covering it will help expedite the process. We add in our chopped chilies, our chopped ginger, our chopped garlic, and continue to cook this till the mixture starts to smell fragrant. We add water from time to time to dislodge the bits that are stuck at the bottom of the pan. This actually adds flavor to the gravy that we're going to look for. And now, the meat. We give it a good stir, make sure it's completely coated with the fried masala. Add a little bit of water because we want to start a gravy. And let this cook, not for too long. Steak does not need to be cooked excessively. It starts to give out a little bit of liquid, we allow it to simmer. About 10 minutes later, we add the next ingredient, and that is grated coconut. Now mine is store-bought, it comes in a packet, but if you can grate your own, kudos man, it's gonna taste even better. Give it a good mix and let the gravy thicken. The next stage in the preparation of a good Kerala beef fry is the spice powders. And what we're gonna do is take a secret blend of spices and we're going to slow toast the powders till they really turn dark chocolate and it brings out the flavors. The spice blend is basically equal parts of cumin powder, coriander powder, and garam masala powder. Combine these three on a heavy bottom skillet and slow roast it, stirring constantly because remember, this can burn very easily. And you want to cook this slowly till the color changes to a dark chocolate. And that's when you know these spice powders are toasted and the flavors are at its peak. Now toasting these spice powders can take a long time, and what I usually do is toast these powders when I start making the curry. It takes about that long to get that deep color. And I'm gonna add about 3 teaspoons, but if you want it really spicy, you can add more. And now for the final step in the preparation. I know you're getting very impatient. The final step, the tempering, the traditional South Indian tempering that brings it all together. And now for my favorite part of this dish, the tempering, which I absolutely love. I start with a ladle full of coconut oil and I crackle some mustard seeds and some whole red chilies. Important to crackle the mustard seeds or they remain bitter. And then I put in a handful of curry leaves and saute it for about 15 seconds tops. I just want to get a little crisp on. And then to our delicious simmering Kerala beef fry, I am just gonna add this thing whole. Just dump it in there, get every last drop of oil and cover it, let the flavors marry. And a little addition to brighten up the flavors, I'm gonna add the juice of half a lime. Just kind of brightens it up. And now to plate it up, and I'm gonna garnish it with those caramelized onions we did in the beginning, some turmeric rice, and some dosa. That's all that there is to it, the iconic Kerala beef fry. It's super spicy and it's so tasty and it just makes me want to reach in the fridge and grab a nice ice cold beer to go with it. My name is Irfan Dama and I'm going to be signing out now. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and spread the word among your friends. The more subscriptions I have, easier it is for me to keep this content free on the web. Chef Dama signing out, wishing one and all happy eating.